And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the final day of the Masters Coliseum 6 group stage. I'm, of course, Show's Live VIP, and with me, I'm joined by the people in the chat, by Kuro handling the production, and I may be joined by another fellow co-caster later on in the evening. But until then, we're going to be having a pretty insane TvP. To kind of catch us all up here, we've already had day one of this group. That was yesterday, and at the top of the group is Creator. He is yet to drop a series, yet to lose a series. Under him, of course, we have players like Rainer, we have Hero, we have Clem, we have Firefly, and we have a Laser. Only 3 of these players will make it out. Only 3. And this is going to be a pretty important one. Creator versus Clem. Both players are vying for a spot to get out of Group B. Maybe they both will. It's like, there can only be one. Maybe they both could, but we'll see how that turns out here in this best of 3 in this PVT. Let's go. Let's go. Also, Creator has a really fancy jacket. I think it has his name on it. Is that a Club NV jacket? Oh my, it's so fancy. It's looking so good. Of course, Creator, he was competing earlier today in ESL Open Cup Americas. We were able to cast him in the morning, but now we're here with our second broadcast of the day, casting him in the evening. And here he is spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Dragon Scales, representing Club NV. It is Creator. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Dragon Scales, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Of course, we were live earlier today with ESL Americas, and we were able to feature a lot of the Koreans that are playing tonight, actually. I was very shocked to see that they're also competing in Masters Coliseum tonight. Players like Creator, Hero as well. The 2 of them were competing this morning and competing tonight as well. So the grind just doesn't end for them. Definitely appreciate it. I wish them the best. Hope they are well rested. Hope they had a nap in between. I know I did. I've woken up like an hour ago, not too long ago, in preparation for this cast. And yeah, we'll see if our players are warmed up. Likewise, we'll see if Clem is going to be ready for this as well. Yesterday, we weren't able to cast too much of Clem and too much of Masters Coliseum because we were busy with ESL Open Cup Asia. But Hero did bring Clem down in a best of 3. To be fair, though, Hero is a much more aggressive Protoss player than Creator is. So I'm sure Clem is going to be a little bit more comfortable in this series. Only a little bit, though. Only a little bit. As Creator is no slouch. We do see a Rax expand setup here from Clem, so much more economic here on Dragon Scales. You do love to see it. That means a Creator can breathe easy here in the early game and even be a little bit annoying. Going to be tasting away at those SCVs. Just going to be slowing them down a little bit while he does leg it back home. And yeah, the other thing I was going to say is that Creator, likewise, he has been struggling a little bit in this matchup. He has been quite vocal about his disdain for TvP, and it can be a really brutal matchup as well for the Protoss, especially when it comes to things like mine drops and, of course, positional play as well. You do have to be able to split up your army well and have the foresight of being ready and prepared for your opponent coming in. Map vision, map control is a big dynamic that comes into play in this matchup. And yeah, personally, I hope this goes the distance. Personally, I hope this does go to the ace match, but we'll see. We shall see, as we do have a Twilight Council opener coming out from Creator, as we should be expecting, to be fair. And oh my, Clem does have a hidden SCV here towards the bottom left-hand corner of the map. He is making his factory back at home. He does have a starport on the way. I imagine this is going to be for Proxy Liberator. Not in the best position for a Proxy Medevac for a Hellion drop. So aggression is upon us. Adept is looking to shade in. If the Adept gets into the main base, Creator will recognize that the 3rd building is missing, whether it's going to be a 2nd Rax or a starport. It should be here by now. So again, Clem has to be careful when it comes to denying vision and making sure that Creator is in the dark. Back at home, Creator has been very fond of this. It is going to be a 3-gate Blink Stalker opener, not 4 gates, so not overly aggressive, not too committed. But with this opener, Creator, he's going to be relatively safe. He's going to have access to a lot of Stalkers, and eventually will expand and take his 3rd as well. Meanwhile, it is going to be a medevac drop. Okay, so not the Liberator. That means that we are going to be dropping these Hellions into the natural, looking for some economic damage, looking to have those probes line up and roast them up as well. We can see Stalkers getting ready in the main base. Natural's looking a little bit exposed. We do have a shield battery available. We have an overcharge as well, but here we go. This has been spotted by the pylon. Hellions are dropping on in. Creator does get a little bit of warning ahead of time. He's able to reposition up the probes. The probes are bunching up, though. We do have a last second split. Again, that shield battery putting in a lot of work, and it looks like we've only lost 2 workers, but we're not done. The Hellions, they drop back into the main. We do get another weapon of Stalkers, and Creator does fend this off, only losing 2 workers. Pretty nicely done. This could have been so much worse. Again, very lucky, or again, shout out to Creator for throwing down this pylon ahead of time. This pylon did scout the drop and it allowed Creator to react 1 or 2 seconds faster than he otherwise would have. And that's really the difference between losing, what, 3, 4, 5 more probes. This could have been so much more disastrous in that Creator. He has survived. He's moving out across the map, looking to apply some pressure to Clem. Clem immediately throwing down 2 bunkers here at the natural. And I believe Clem also saw the gateway count. Yeah, he's aware of the 3 gates. And as the Stalkers reveal themselves, Clem can try and go back in. For now, though, SCVs are being focused down. The bunkers are going to be looking to be cancelled. Oh, as even more SCVs are going down. Going to be focus firing some of these Marines. There is no tank. Blink coming into play as well. The bunker will fall. Up, and he even gets a cyclone. A very efficient trade here from Creator. Oh my god, looking at the battle reports, we can see that Creator did not lose a single unit. 4 SCVs, 3 Marines, and 1 cyclone, and every Stalker survived. Now, there is a tank in the back line, so Creator has to be a little bit careful about that. We do see some focus firing on those Stalkers. The tank not quite in range. We get a kill in the bunker. We get a denial on that depot across the map. Hellions are wreaking havoc in that middle line. 6 probes are going to be going down, but the tank also falls. With the death of that tank, that means the Creator, he can just keep on trading, keep on pushing, get even more workers. He may have lost 6 probes back at home, but so far it's been worth it. So the Marauder gets focused down. Another tank does arrive and is going to fend off Creator for the time being. Creator, he wants to, oh my god, a bit of a bold move. He does get another tank, but this time he pays a price for it. Oh, he loses, I want to say 3 or 4 Stalkers in that blink. Not ideal. Stim still isn't done. Without Stim, we do see that Creator, he can just keep on kiting, but he's bleeding out a little bit too much. Initially, we had such efficient trades, but Creator, he is bleeding too much here towards the end. As he's expanding, taking a third base behind this. Again, Creator isn't all in. Remember that. So this is only 3 gate blink Stalkers. So he's expanding, he's taking. We have a Templar Archives on the way. We should be seeing Charge momentarily as well. There is no pressure on Creator to go in and kill his opponent. To go in and kill Clem. He's just been, you know, taking these opportunities and getting ahead because of it. In the end, it looks like Creator did lose 10 Stalkers. Pretty equivalent gas count loss, or gas amounts loss. Did trade more efficiently mineral-wise, but yeah, he was losing a couple too many Stalkers towards the end. Meanwhile, we do have a Marine drop across the map. We're going straight to the mineral line. We're going to be focusing on as many of these probes as we can. Charge is not done. 8 workers go down. Clem doing a great amount of counter damage, and he is not done either. Creator in a lot of trouble here. More probes going down. The economic damage is actually pretty insane. 12 workers. And finally, we're going to be able to clean this up, but not without losing another Stalker. Barely keeping that Stalker alive. But yeah, despite the fact that Clem was kind of up against the wall, up against the ropes, and taking a lot of losses, he is going to be able to do some counter damage and bring himself back into this. Clem now ahead economically. 3rd TC is on the way. About to finish up. Clem also was able to get eyes on the 3rd of Creator. And now he can fight back. Now he has Stim. Now he has combat shields. Now he's not going to be bullied by these Stalkers like he once was. Proxy pylons and gateways are being thrown down here for Zealot counterattacks. We have another drop, a mine drop even, moving out towards the right-hand side. I believe unscouted by that pylon. Oh no, maybe scouted. Looks like it was spotted by the pylon, and the Creator is in position. Getting ready for that drop. Hopefully getting ready for the drop. As the armies are looking to consolidate. Behind this, Clem taking up into a Ghost Academy. Third base is on the way. The mine drop is coming in, and there is nothing in position. Hopefully, Creator can react in time. He does have a pretty hefty army. A lot of Zealots, a lot of Archons, a lot of Stalkers. Third base is about to be taken. Creator is here tonight. As Creator moves in, here comes that drop. Creator looking to lure out Clem. At the same time, the mine drop is coming in. Very delayed reactions. Probes are going down. Up. Oof, 10 workers in total. But at the same time, Creator, he collapses on the army, cleans up the drop, and he will deny this base. He's going to get a lot of SCVs as well. He won't be able to bust into the natural, but hey, there's some friendly fire. And he's going to force his way in. A lot of these Archons are going to be going down. Boys are being pulled. The Zealots, they got a lot of work to do, but I feel like this may not be the fight for Creator. Gets one of the tanks. It looks like he's barely breaking through. Ooh, as he barely gets the last tank as well. You can see how battered and bruised this army is. Big EMP as well. Creator, he cleans up the army. He's getting into the mineral line. Another EMP on those Stalkers, but we have reinforcements. The mines, they're being reset. Oof. Mines are reset, and it looks like Clem is going to be able to hold on, but not without losing 22 workers. Meanwhile, the mines are resetting back at home, actually. So both players are hurting so badly right now. Oof. Clem down to 33 workers. Creator down to 35. Both players have 3 bases. Of course, Creator has his own location, and Clem does not. Meanwhile, the drop play is not stopping. We have another mine drop moving in towards that third base. Creator getting creative. Oh no! Ooh, as he's going to be losing 2 more workers. A mine drop here in towards the third base. But Creator, he's looking. He responds. Oh, the retargeting! Oh god, there's still one mine waiting to go off. And it looks like... No! Don't come back! No! Creator! Oh no! 10 more workers go down. Ay. And just like that, Clem has a worker lead. He still has a standing army. He's looking to take his third. He can mule as well. Clem's economy looking oh so good. And Creator, he can take a fight, to be fair, especially if he does engage this army without those Widow Mines. Okay, 1 mine does go down. Creator just going to be moving out across the map. This is getting very scrappy between these 2 players. They're so looking a bit exposed. Mine shot does go up. There are more mines behind this. With this wave of reinforcements, it looks like Clem should be able to fend this back. And Creator, unfortunately, he doesn't really have too much longevity in this game. He doesn't have a forge, no upgrades, no splash damage, whether it's Storm or a Robotics Bay. He's stuck with the Gateway Army. He intended to end the game with this. Up! Oof. Yeah, and he's going straight for the army, but he's running into a minefield. It's gonna be too much. Big EMPs, and Clem will take game number 1. GG. Ay. GG, well played. Again, very scrappy, very back and forth. Both players were losing workers left and right. And we had a really strong moment when Creator was able to bust into that natural. But Creator also didn't have any detection. Never did have detection. And the mines from Clem were doing amazingly across the map, harassing and taking down probes. Also amazingly defensively, right? Back at home, cleaning up the Zealot run-bys, even the Stalkers, just in general. The mines, I feel like, were the MVPs there for Clem in the end. And Creator didn't really have an answer to that. Just kind of forced all in at the end there. And with that, Clem takes a 1-0 lead. Cool. But it's a best of 3. Tis a best of 3. We got plenty of games ahead of us. Hopefully, we have 3 games or 2 more games ahead of us, as game number 2 is going to be on Royal Blood. Oh. Here we go. So welcome everyone in the chats as well. See Colossal Gulp, No Clone, Mr. Sadsack, hello. Andy Jin, bienvenidos. Atapia, did notice Atapia. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? As a reminder, this is the final day of the group stage of Masters Coliseum. It's been a week of back-to-back broadcasts. It all finally comes to an end here. And we're going to have a couple of days break before the playoffs. Of course, I say that. We're going to have a break from Masters Coliseum. In that break, in that interim, we have the WTL qualifiers, we have the KSL Summer Slam, we have GPO, STC, KSL, no, not KSL. But yeah, plenty of StarCraft, plenty of casts ahead of us every day, as always. Smash. It's great. I love it. As we're getting ready for that second game on Royal Blood. Players are ready, lobby is set, and we are loading on in. And this morning, in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have the South Korean Brodos player representing Club NV. It is Creator. And this morning, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Did light sleep today. I did nap after ESL Americas. After the ESL Americas cast, I slept for 3 hours, I want to say. Maybe 3.5 hours. It felt good. It was good, Spappy. It was good. It's beautiful. I actually wasn't intending to cast ESL Americas this morning. I slept in. I slept in a little bit more. I think I slept 4 hours this morning, before ESL Americas. But I saw the bracket and I saw Solar was like the one Zerg against a legion of Protoss and Terran. So I had to get out of bed. I had to be there for him. He lost, but I had to be there. It was a fun cast. As we are now getting into game number 2. Once again, an economic opener out of Clem. You love to see it. Going for a Rex Expand. One single Gas Geyser has been taken. And we'll see what Clem has in store for us this time. As a reminder, in game 1, Clem did go for a proxy Hellion drop with that proxy starport, I should say. Getting that Hellion drop into the main bases, but it didn't really do too much. It got 2 worker kills. Creator was able to recover, was able to defend, see it ahead of time, and shut it down. So I imagine we're not going to be seeing that again from Clem. Meanwhile, we do see both players going to be worker scouting each other, just getting confirmation of where the pylons are, making sure that there is no proxy, which makes a little sense. Clem doesn't want to be done dirty. As the probe comes in and does get shut down, does get eyes on the CC on the low ground, as well as its progression. So Creator, he now knows it's a Rex Expand. So he should be feeling relatively safe back at home as he goes for another Twilight Council opener. I expect Creators to go for a 3-gate opener again, a 3-gate Blink Stalker opener. It's what we saw last game, and it's what we've been seeing a lot of out of Creator over these past couple of weeks. But we'll see if he mixes it up. You know, you can always go for Gate Blink Stalker. You can be a little bit more economic if you wish as well. It just seems that 3-gate Blink Stalker is Creator's comfort zone. As Clem is going to be moving out, he's looking to catch the initial Adept in the center of the map. While he gets into his 1-1-1. Again, the starport this time is back at home. Meanwhile, we're just working on our robo, working on additional Raxes. Gateways. Just going to be chilling here. Things are going to be settling on down for now. But it looks like Clem is about to be a little bit more aggressive. He has his initial Reaper, which is going to be dancing here in the natural. Is going to get confirmation of the robo on the low ground. And we do have a couple of Hellions hitting the field as well. The Reaper alongside the Hellions are going to be looking to, I imagine, dive in and get a little bit more scouting information, as, oh, it is going to be 4 Gateway Stalker. Okay. That is a 4th gateway here on the low ground. We have 2 in the natural. We have 2 in the main. A very aggressive opener here from Creator. He wants to turn the tables. He wants to try to put Clem on the back foot. And as Clem pieced this together, he sees 1 gateway on the low ground. He saw 1 on the high ground. He's still a little bit in the dark, but he's bringing everything back together, back home. He has a bunker on the low ground. We're soon to have a tank. And very interesting, Clem is going for a Hellion Reaper drop. There is potential for damage. More than anything, like Clem, he wants some scouting information. But as Clem moves out, so... oh boy. And again, what are the defenses looking like? We're going to have 1 tank available, and it's going to have some decent SimCity behind this factory. But there's still a lot of room that Creator can work with once he blinks into the main, and he will blink into the main. Oh, that tank is a little bit stuck as well. Hopefully it does siege soon. We do see that drop getting ready. Meanwhile, Creator looking to dive into that main base. The tank is not sieged, by the way. As he does a blink on forward. He gets eyes on that tank. He wants it, and he is going to get it. He gets 1 shot off before going down. A very efficient trade from Creator. At the same time, we do have that drop into the main. 1 Stalker was left back at home. We do go for a warp in, and we should have enough to defend. Oh, the second tank goes down. Creator is forced out of the main base, but he got 2 tanks. Meanwhile, up, Clem loses his drop, only for 4 probes. So far, well worth it here for Creator. He's going to rotate around, heading towards the natural base. Again, there's no tank to cover it. Boys are being pulled. We do need to repair. And Clem is holding. About to come out with another tank. God, but that's a lot of Stalkers. We blink on forward, and this bunker is going to go down. Adept shades in between the bases as well, just going to be disrupting some of the AI. The Viking goes down. The Raven is looking exposed. Doesn't have energy for any of its spells, and it looks like Creator is snowballing out of control. He dives on forward, takes down the last tank. Oh, he's going to bleed out a lot of Stalkers in the process. But he's got plenty more where that came from. GG gets called, and Creator takes game number 2. We have an ace match. We have a game 3. Let's go. Again, this started snowballing very quickly out of control. It was devastating to see the first tank go down as quickly as it did. Not just the first tank, the second tank as well. Both tanks died in the first blink into the main, and things snowballed very quickly out of control. Like, you desperately need those tanks to hold on and to defend against this. On top of that, Clem also didn't see that coming. If you remember, despite having his Reaper, despite having his Hellions, he didn't get confirmation of how many gateways Creator had. Game 1, Creator went for a 3-gate opener, and it looks like Clem assumed that Creator would do the same. So because he didn't get confirmation, he wasn't able to get a bunker up in his main base, and he wasn't able to be pre-sieged with his tanks as well. He wasn't anticipating that attack from Creator. It caught him completely off guard. It happens. It does happen. Again, Clem didn't get to scout the main base until he went for the drop into the main. By the time that happens, I mean, Creator was already in the main of Clem. And now we're going to game 3 to Ancient Cistern. Let's go. A much larger map, one of the largest in the map pool. I expect this to be getting into a more longer game, hopefully a more mid-game scenario. 3 base versus 3 base. That's what I'm hoping, but we'll see what we get. We'll see what the players decide. And here we go. I was just catching up in the chat. Here we go. We're getting into game 3 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern. We have the South Korean Protoss player. He is red, representing Club NV, tying up the series 1-1 in that last game. It is Creator. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. My comfort zone is a bowl of prawn ramen. Oh, that sounds beautiful, Bobby. That sounds beautiful. One day, one day. I need to buy some more ramen. I've run out of ramen at home. I have like one pack of Shin ramen left, and it's like an emergency Shin ramen. I'll get around to it. I'll get around to it. Oh, as Clem is mixing things up, I was about to, just catch up with chat, but it does look like Clem, for the first time this series, is going for a double gas opener, which means a delayed natural, which means we're going to be going for some more aggression here in the early game. You could argue that this is also a little bit of a safer opener. True, but Creator, he's just chilling. He's not going for a proxy or anything like that. Is going to be dipping up into the main and getting confirmation of the opener of Clem. The probe is just getting confirmation of the gases. Does get eyes on the lack of CC. Creator has everything he needs to know. And back at home, he should be preparing. There's that factory thrown down by Clem. And we'll see if Creator's probe can escape the clutches of this Reaper, as the Reaper is soon to be en route. Looking for some scouting information, potentially even some economic damage as well. Now, this could lead into a fast mine drop. This could lead into a tank drop as well. There's kind of a lot of different avenues that Clem can go for with this opener. It's very flexible. Like, seeing the initial gases, it just isn't really too much of a tell. It could even be a one-base all-in. On Ancient Cistern, unlikely, but it could be the case. We can see that Clem is expanding behind this right after the factory, but Creator is unawares. Back at home, Twilight Council opener. Makes sense. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes for another 3-gate opener. I would be surprised if he goes 4-gate, but we'll see. And there's a starport on the way. There's the mine, marine production commencing. I wonder how many mines are we going to have by the time the medevac comes out. This could be, we've been seeing this by Björn, Maru as well, where they go for a single mine. They go for one mine drop with marines in the medevac as well, instead of the standard double mine drop. And you can get a surprising amount of economic damage with that. The mine helps zone away the stalkers, and the marines, if you have enough of them, of course, they can target fire workers very quickly. But we're getting a second mine. So good. The second mine on the way. Drop will soon be upon us. Reaper dips on in. Hasn't gotten into the main base yet, but has scouted the natural. And we do have those 2 gateways from Creator, so it's going to be 3-gate Blinkstalker in total. Very safe play from Creator. Oh, the drop is going to be spotted as well. The adept from Creator, not just delaying the CC, but also scouting the drop that's going to be coming across the map. By the way, it is going to be that one mine with marines inside it. Again, this has been very trendy recently amongst the Terrans in this matchup. And we've seen it like win games. We've seen this drop like absolutely just annihilate Protoss players. So we'll see if Creator can keep up, and we'll see if he can minimize his losses. He also has that one. Oh, he's actually gonna be pushing straight through into the natural. Here we go. He's diving on top of that adept. Shield battery is done. We do have an overcharge. Mine shots are gonna be going off. Big mine connections on the stalkers, on the adept. But the overcharge keeps everything else alive, and Creator will hold. A bold move by Clem to try to just rush the natural instead of going for a drop into a mineral line. And he was able to trade relatively well. If we look at the units lost tab here, he got 2 adepts and 1 stalker for 1 mine. So a good trade overall, as long as Clem keeps this drop alive, and he will. But now Creator has map control. We've got that prism on the way. We have those 3 gateways done. Not saying that Creator is going to be looking to kill his opponent, not at all, but he's just looking for map control. He's expanding, taking his 3rd base behind this. Drop is moving out. It just barely avoids these patrolling stalkers. Very fortunate here for Clem. We do have a mine heading into the main. Again, only 1 Widow mine. It's not really meant to get too much damage done. Really, it's meant to, if possible, get damage, but also scout. Try to figure out what the follow-up tech choice here is going to be from Creator. Whether it's going to be a Robotics Bay for Colossus or something different. We can see it is. It's a Templar Archives in the natural base. Will this be scouted, though? As the Creator is also slipping into the main base of Clem. Oh, Stalker's coming in unscattered, but we do have a tank in position. Oof. Stalker's already taking a tank volley to the face, but SCVs are going down. At the same time, Raven dips into the natural, does get eyes on the Templar Archives, and we have a drop into the main base. We do react in time. Oof. One Stalker does go down. Auto turret here into the natural. We're not getting a lot of probe kills, but we are denying a lot of mining time. Oh no! Oh, the Prism came back in. The Prism goes down. Amongst the chaos, it looks like Creator was hoping to catch Clem off guard. But Creator loses his Warp Prism. With that, he loses his map control, his map presence, and Clem, he should be feeling pretty comfortable. He did a lot of damage. Even here, he's forcing lost mining time with this Raven. Auto turret finally thrown down. And Clem is not going to follow this up with an all-in. We do see a third TC on the way. So Clem, taking this slow and steady, is looking to expand and just building up his forces, getting ready for his assault. Because he sees the Templar Archives, I mean, he also sees it researching, so he knows that Storm is going to be the splash damage of choice for Creator. So he's aware he has to pre-split and be hyper-aware of Storms coming out. We could even see Clem not even commit to an attack here when he takes his third. He may even take his third and just posture outside and take up to a Ghost Academy, just to be safe. We'll see what he goes for. I mean, Clem is a fast enough player where he could just look at all these High Templar and just say, yo, I can split anyway. Like, I can, like, I'll be fine. We'll see. Meanwhile, back at home, Charge is on the way, so it's going to be Charge on Archon, alongside Storm, alongside Immortals. Once the third base is saturated, we should be seeing a fourth, and by the time we get a fourth, Creator should be diversifying his splash damage and working towards a Robotics Bay, either Colossus or Disruptors. He should be looking to just diversify his splash damage overall as the game goes on. And there's that Ghost Academy. So yeah, Clem, again, upon seeing the tech, he's aware that Ghosts and EMPs are going to be paramount here in this game. He's not going to try and test his luck by going for an earlier push, so he's going to be waiting here. Of course, he's going to be looking to clean up some of this map control and pick off units wherever he can. Spotter pylons, spotter probes, adepts. But he's not committing to anything until he gets his Ghost out. As we can see, Clem just cleaning up all these pylons. Making sure Creator stays in the dark, goes for a scan, gets eyes on the main army. This also tells Clem that thankfully, like, there's no move out towards the third, not yet. So again, Clem, he's sitting back pretty. Meanwhile, we were talking about diversifying splash damage, and there is that Robotics Bay on the way. This should be a sign that we should be seeing a fourth base momentarily as well from Creator, and he's going to be working on, I imagine, Colossi, but we'll see what he goes for. Armies are being very active on the map right now. And they are about to clash. Again, storms are available. A lot of storms are available here for Creator. That is going to force Clem back. Likewise, he sees the armies out of position. He comes in for a backstab. But we do have reinforcements back at home. We have a second army here with even more storms. Creator having great foresight to keep some forces back in his main and be ready for drop play. So Clem, he gets 4 workers, but not much else. And here we go. Ghosts have hit the field, and this changes the dynamic. This means that Clem can be a little bit more aggressive. Oh! Does have to be careful, as the drop does get forced back. These High Templar can't storm. Uh-oh. They don't have energy! Okay, we're going for feedbacks. I was like, what's going on? Does feedback a Ghost, but I don't know if that's worth 2 High Templar. The Ghost survived. Here we go. 4th base is under threat. Tanks are in position. We have Widowmines behind it to deal with any kind of surrounding zealots. Storm is looking to zone the army away, but the 4th is cancelled. And Clem isn't done. He's pushing on forward. The Colossus have arrived. We do have one. A decent storm as well. But mainly on Marauders. And Clem at this point is maxed out. At the same time, we do have a Zealot run by hitting the 3rd base. Not too much in position. A lot of SCVs are going down, but Clem is focusing on his push. Creator is in a lot of trouble. We need a juicy connection with Storms, and we get some big EMPs. No Storms are available. Not yet. We do have some reinforcing High Templar coming in from behind. Clem scanning, getting eyes on the would-be fourth. Speaking of, he comes in with a double drop, forces out a scan. Forces Creator to react and respond. Ooh, as the drop goes into the main. Creator, he has to just hold on a little bit longer, then he'll have another Colossi. He'll have more energy for more Storms. As the drop is looking to deny +2. But again, we should be able to save it. And Creator is getting ready for a big surround or a flank. Likewise, we also have reinforcements on the way. This is going to get really... Oh, God. It's going to get really scrappy. As Clem is continuing to push on forward. We do have one Storm on the reinforcements. We needed more than that. Overcharge, putting in a lot of work. We blink on forward. Big mine connections. There's so many Widow mines. Oh, my God. But the tanks are going down. Clem has to give up the position. Oh, my God. Speaking of mines. Do we have detection? There are all the mines survived, by the way. They're going to reset. We do have an observer. It's slowly coming in, but nah, it's going to be too late. The mines will survive. They will have extra shots off. Ay, ay, ay. Oof. Oh my God. Big connections. A large chunk of those Stalkers go down, and Clem is still maxed, by the way. He's got a 4th base up and running. His economy has been left just perfectly fine behind this. And Clem is just keeping the pressure on. Creator can still take a fight. Unfortunately, there are no disruptors. He has his 3 Colossi, but he hasn't been able to get into any disruptor production. Creator, he loses his shield battery, loses the overcharge. And this is snowballing out of control. It's becoming too much. One Colossus is not enough. Okay, the others are going to join in on the fight. Clem is being forced back. And Creator, he's, again, just barely surviving here. Still relying on those 3 Colossi. I don't think he's been able to warp in. Yeah, he hasn't been able to warp in any more High Templar. He hasn't gotten into Disruptors. We have a 4th Colossus on the way. And Clem is just pulling him apart. He's not in position. Creator, he's a little bit distracted. He will lose his 4th base. Nexus is going to be going down. Creator cannot afford to lose this, but he can't stop it. Cannot stop it. A Zealot run by hits the Planetary. Planetary survives. And as Creator gets pulled towards the south, we have an army towards the north. It's going to be a slow death here for Creator. Initially, he was holding on, definitely. But a couple of rough fights, a couple of rough trades. Big mine connections, of course. No, don't get dragged in. We're good. And Creator is being forced all in. At this point, he has no economy. He has to send everything across the map to end the game. Can he do so? Back at home, we don't have any tanks. We don't have many mines. It's mainly a Marine Marauder army. Creator could potentially make this work. Does have a pretty comparable army to that of Clem. But Clem, he's consolidating his forces. He's pushing out. And Creator, he has to go for this fight. Vikings coming from behind. They're going to be taking down the Colossi one after the other. The Stalkers are doing well for themselves, but we can see Clem just collapse on this army. Oh, he's going to be losing the battle on the left-hand side, and the Colossus up. One of them barely survives. Clem is being cleaned up for the most part, loses every single Viking. And Creator, he's still got 1 Colossus left. We gotta go, Papi. We gotta go. It's a difficult choice to make, but he can't chase down these medevacs. He can't chase down the drop. Like, there's so much pressure on Creator to just keep on pushing. The longer this goes on, the better it is for Clem. Clem knows that he gives up the third. Transfers all of his workers towards the south. And Clem has already rebuilt his army. Big EMPs on the Archons. Colossus barely surviving. And yeah, we have a sandwich as well. We come in from behind. GG gets called, and Clem will take the series 2-1, taking down Creator. GG. Oh. Initially, again, Creator was doing a great job at keeping up, but he was never able to get into his 4-base economy. What I mean by that, once you take your gases, you can afford to go into a second robo and start pumping out 2 Colossi at a time, 2 Disruptors at a time. But Clem was just so in Creator's face, just not giving him the room to breathe, not allowing him to really get his economy going and get comfortable. GG. Well done. Very well done by Clem, but a shout out to Creator, as he made a series out of it. Did make a series out of it and did go all the way to the ace match. Again, Creator was undefeated up until now. So suddenly the group is looking that much closer here, as Creator takes his first loss and Clem brings himself a little bit further up in the standings. Meanwhile, we're going to be going on a short break. When we return, we have our next matchup. It's going to be Firefly versus a Laser. See you soon.